Facebook, we are live on a Friday night. This is very exciting. It's a Saturday night. That's how exciting it is. It's so exciting that I couldn't even keep track of what day it was. Uh, anyway, I'm here tonight because I wanted to do a little magic and hang out with you guys who are watching this now. Also, we can talk about whatever you'd like to talk about because clearly neither of us are doing anything better. We're just here listening to each other on Facebook, and I see the comments are coming in where Brianna and Cassie are giving their names. Oh, you guys are jumping right to it, and so is Sam and Marcella. All right, we'll start with the magic trick, then we can do the chit chat later. So this is a card trick, and the reason I need your names for this is sometimes when I do card tricks on Facebook here, people think that I have a lot of the same card. Let me explain. Let's say I was doing a trick where I had a particular card here, the King of Spades, and let's say I put it in the middle of these cards here, and then I made it teleport over to the middle of those cards. If I were to do that trick, then a lot of you would just think, oh, this guy's got more than one King of Spades. So I figured with this live video where you guys can comment, I can actually use your name and write that down on the card. That's my dog. He's either very excited about magic or not happy about the motorcycle that just drove by. Bodie, quiet. That's Bodie, my dog. Apparently Bodie doesn't want me showing you guys tricks, but I'm going to show you guys anyways. So let me find a card where there's some space to write on here. We can use the 6. Maybe we'll even use the 3 here. And now, if you've commented your name, what I'll do is I'm going to take one of your names and I'm going to write it on the card. Now I see Rebecca Spellman is commenting with her name. I'm going to try to find someone who's commented with a more unique name. Carolyn, Maureen, I see. Jesse's commenting. Paul is saying, hi, everyone. That's probably not a name, but that's okay. Let's see someone who has a unique name. If you've got a unique name, then leave a comment right now. Let's see, Randy, not the most unique name. Brooke is your name. Okay, Emily is your name. Yeah. We'll take Stuart Blackburn. So that's someone who left a comment. And I'm going to write Stuart, and I'll just do B on the card there. So you guys can look through the comments and see that there was someone named Stuart Blackburn who left a comment. Oh, and Stuart left another one there. Right, so now we know that that card is one of a kind. And I'm going to show you this trick where if I had a lot of the same card, if there was a lot of cards with the 3 of diamonds on it, that might not be a good trick. But the fact that there's only now one card with Stuart's name on it makes it even better. And I'm going to use your guys' name, more of them in a little bit if you keep watching. Okay, but first let's get going with just the card with Stuart's name. So this card, you can see it going somewhere into the middle of the deck there. And then if we do this right, that card on top is now the card with Stuart's name. Again, it's only impressive because we know the card is one of a kind because it has Stuart's name written on it, Stuart B. There it goes again in the middle of the cards. We push it in, and then after we push it in, you can imagine it rising all the way to the top of the deck. And there it is again with Stuart's name. Now I'm going to add more names to this card because maybe you guys think I just was friends with some guy named Stuart who left his name there. So I'm going to add another name to the card right now from someone who's watching this video live. Let's see who's got a unique name and left a comment. Felicia, hello Felicia. Let's see, Chandler Karabak. Okay. This person's name is Chandler Karabak, K-A-R-A-B-A-C. So I'm going to write this person's last name because that's pretty unique. K-A-R-A-B-E-C. K-A-R-A-B-E-C. So now this card is even more unique than it was before because it doesn't just have Stuart's name on it. It's also got this name Karabak. Kind of looks like Carabel, but it's Karabak. And now that trick that I was describing at the start where the card teleports, I'm going to try to do that for you now. There's the card with Stuart and Karabek's name on it. Let me push it out a little more so you guys can see it there. You can see the Stuart, and you can see the Karabek or the Karabel. The card, here it goes. It's going to go in the middle of the deck here. And I'm going to try to make it teleport now over there. So if I did that right, then the card should be nowhere here. The card with Stuart's name and Karabek's name, it should be gone. And then even though I haven't come near those other cards there, they've been sitting on the table. We're going to look at the top card there. Let's move over and see. And there's the card with Stuart B and Karabek. Now, I'm going to add another name. So right now, put your name down, and then we will add it to the card, and we'll try to do something even more impossible here. Let's see. Who's got a cool name? Tristan, but Tristan left the comment Trista. Oh, and then corrected it. Tristan, sorry, you got to get right the first time. Tristan Jamirez. David Coleman. Yeah, if I wrote the name David down, people might not be, they might think it was set up. David Dumoulin, who left a comment Duman. This is very interesting. Most of your names are not actually matching up with what it says your name is. We've got Eduardo Marcias, who says, amazing, he's a top fan. Thank you, Eduardo. I think you get that top fan badge when you leave a lot of comments, and that means I always see your comment whenever you leave one. Let's see, Tristan again. Keith is joined. Let's see, Chase Caldwell. Yeah, let's do the name Chase. Let's put the name Chase on here. Chase. And Chase, C for Chase Caldwell. Usually, you're not supposed to do magic tricks more than once, because if you do that, people might figure out how you do it. But for those of you who've been watching this video, you're in for a treat, because I'm going to break that rule because there's people who are just coming into the live video now. So there's Chase's name on the top, and then it's got Stuart B and the other ones. And I'll get this close. This time we'll put it more towards the bottom of the deck there. And then jumps all the way up to the top. It's Chase's name, Stuart's name, all the names there. Again, we'll put it about 3/4 of the way to the bottom. Signed. If that's it, that should come right back up to the top. And again, there's only one card like this. All right, there's only one card with everyone's unique name on it. Let me do that so you guys can really see here. There it is. This time, we're going to put it in a very special place. The card with all the signatures goes in the middle of those cards, and those cards go in the middle of those cards. And then if we've done that right, we can imagine the card rising up. Let's see if we got it. There it is. Now, as I do it all these times, I wonder if some of you guys will actually start to figure it out. You'll start to look for it. This time I'll put a bend in the card, so now you can see the card both from the front and you can tell what it is from the back, because it's got that big bend in it, and none of the rest of the cards have bends in it. It's only this card that has that that big bend in it that you can see. So you can see it to the last second. You see the card with the bend goes in the middle of the deck, and then you imagine it coming up, and watch. You can see that actual second where it pops up. And there it is, the card with everyone's signature. Are there any questions about anything? Lord Brian says, pick me. I could show you a different trick, right? Show you a trick with a spoon and a knife. Unless there's something that you guys wanted to talk about first. Tony Jacobs says, me. I'm sorry, Tony, you're a top fan, but we did that already. It's a trick with a spoon and a knife that I can show you. We can see how closely you guys can pay attention to the spoon and to the knife. Hi, Rashad. Rashad joining in, Eloise. Now, with the spoon and the knife, if I turn that upside down, now you see the top of the knife and you see the bottom of the spoon, right? Or if we go the other way, now you see the bottom of the knife and the top of the spoon. Top of the knife is pointy like that, right? But then, if I switch things around, now you're not quite sure which one is which, right? So if I take one away, and then I would ask you what's left, then you could leave a comment. You could say if you think it's the spoon or the knife. We won't do it for real this time. This is just a practice, and that would be the spoon. So that's how the game is played. And it's actually a little harder than you think. Okay? You ready to play? You got to pay attention. So here we go. First of all, that would be what the bottom of the spoon looks like. This is what the bottom of the knife looks like. Okay? Now we're going to play. Here we go. This is for real. So I'm going to take the spoon off the camera. So that leaves me with what in my hand. This is an easy round to start. At least it should be easy. But that leaves the spoon, right? Because I really took the knife off. I said that I was taking the spoon off, but I actually took the knife off. So you got to watch what I'm doing. Don't just listen to me, because if you just listen to me, you might get confused. All right? So that's the spoon where you can't see it. This is the knife where you can't see it. Let me take the spoon off, right? What does that leave? And this time, don't go based on what I said. I said I took the spoon off, but what did you actually see me taking off? And that leaves the spoon is left because I took the knife off. How's everyone doing so far? Let's see. Jason said spoon, Laura spoon. Amber said knife. Wow, it is split like 50-50. Joanne Harris says mind blown. Look, let's try again, okay? That's the bottom of the knife, right? That's the bottom of the spoon. That's what happens if you switch both around. Take one off, I'll show you it's the spoon. Did I show you that too fast? Knife left. Maybe I showed you too fast. Let's go again. Ready? Bottom of the knife is there, okay? Watch. Knife and the spoon. All right, this time I'm gonna take the knife off, or maybe it's the spoon. I'm gonna take the knife off, and that leaves me with, because we took the spoon off. Everyone understand? All right, so now you take this one, I'll just call it this one off, and then you're left with the knife, because you took the spoon off. Getting it? I could do this again and again. Right, you take the knife off, and the second it goes off screen, then the knife goes back on screen. All right, and then you take it off screen for just a second, and then it's back on screen. And that's the crazy knife and spoon trick. Let's see if anyone's able to keep up with this. Oh man, I'm getting mad and happy at once. This is trickery, LOL, says Lisa Collins. How do you do an interlaced shuffle? It's killing me, says Christopher Order. How do you do properly an interlaced shuffle? I don't know what you're referring to, Christopher. Are you referring to, I'll let you guys in that Magic Jam session. Christopher Woodard has asked the question, how do you do a properly interlaced shuffle? I'm not sure what you mean. Every shuffle interlaces the cards a little bit, right? So if we do a shuffle like this, some of the cards are getting interlaced. When you say perfectly or properly interlaced, do you mean with every card being interlaced with the one next to it? This is an older deck. You can see there's a lot of imperfections in the card. But maybe you're describing a Pharaoh shuffle. The first thing you got to do is split the cards into even groups, and then you press evenly the cards against each other. Now in this deck, there's one extra card because we had that signed, so we'll get this right. But I think this is what you were referring to of a properly interlaced shuffle, where every card you can see is interlaced with the card next to it. Usually when you have shuffles, you'll have maybe two cards or one card, but this one you can see it's perfectly alternating between right, left, right, left, right, left. And you can see that every single card is done right. How do you do that? Yeah, it's called a Pharaoh shuffle. I can't do a whole tutorial right now, but I'm sure there's some good ones on YouTube. Oh, Christopher says, yes, that is what he was referring to. Yeah, you just gotta, you use your eyes to separate the cards into two even groups, and then you take the corner of one side and the flat end of the other side, and then your finger blocks the corner there, and then you push in gently from the side closest to your finger to the side farthest away, and then you can see if you made any mistakes. Here I did not make any mistakes, or else we would see a big group there. And then when you go through, you can see the cards are perfectly interlaced. So Christopher, if that's what you are referring to, that is how you properly do an interlace shuffle. The hard one, Sherilyn Harris says, glad we're hanging out tonight. Yeah, sure, I'm glad too, because Ellie went out to go to some Miss America sub event. Yeah, and so I'm just home alone. Kelsey Noble says, my name is Kelsey. Kelsey, not that you're going to be able to use it, XD. Well, I would use it, only I did that already. Dave Ledger says, when are you going to do more landlord tricks? Well, Dave, what happened was I did so many, and he didn't realize that he was getting kind of popular on Facebook. And then it sounds like when he would go out just on the street, he would get recognized. And he thought that some of the videos, because I was, always tricking him, that some people thought that he might have been foolish in some situations. I don't think so, because I work very hard at this magic. But it's been, I don't know, a year or two since I've filmed with him, and I've been trying to convince him to film more with me, and he finally said yes, but he's like, it has to be different from before. That was really a crazy run with doing so many videos with him where he didn't realize how big things were growing. Tony Jacobs says you should come to Reno sometimes. Yeah, I was just hanging out with some people who were performing in Reno last week with Ryan and Amber. I don't know if you got to see their show, Tony. They were performing with, I think, Mark Bennett, a lot of other magicians and performers. Crystal Sorrell says, love your videos. Thank you, Crystal. Anyone else want to see any other tricks or anything we want to talk about? Patty says the read your mind tricks in past years freaked me out. Yeah, Patty, I worked really hard on those. Those were some tricks. I started out where there was some other mind reading tricks out there, and I did them all, and people on Facebook just loved them. But then I went through all the mind reading tricks that you can do on video. So I had to start making my own, and then I did that for maybe about 2 years. And I think what happened is people just kind of got tired of it, because I would start a new video, and it was a new trick. And I would start the video off saying, okay, everyone, I'm going to read your mind now. And people, I think their response was just like, we get it. You can read our minds on the video. Or, it wasn't actual mind reading. Of course, you can't do that by video. But people, they just got the idea. And even though the individual tricks were different, if you're a fan, you could probably see the differences and get some sense of what was going on. But some other people, they just, they couldn't see the differences. Just want to see a trick? Any trick. I can show you another trick in a second. Tori Jones is Tori in all capital letters. I'm just going to fold some cards over in preparation of showing you a trick in a couple seconds. Let's see. Rose says, why are you not on AGT? You're amazing. Well, why isn't AGT on my page, right? I think the real answer with AGT is pretty much all my friends have done AGT. Every magician I know, and I don't know what's left to do. Everyone else has done it. There's no one left. Plus, they go through people so fast. Harry Sod says you would win on AGT, and then, but what do you win? You just win a show in Vegas, and I'm doing a show from Vegas right now for you guys, right? All right, let me show you guys another trick game. This is a trick that I'm going to show you with just 2 cards. And when you have 2 cards folded in different ways, there's 2 ways to put the cards inside of the cards. I can do this, right? So here I'm putting the long card in the fat card, or you can put that card inside of that card. Well, don't worry, the trick hasn't started yet. I'm just stating some obvious stuff that will be important in a second. So now, if we put the shorter card inside the taller card, right? Then let me open this up here. We can turn both of the cards inside out, and they'll stay everything going in the same direction. Now, here's the magic thing comes in. I believe, and this is something that you can only do in Facebook, right? But there's a filter here. Let me, a weird filter button. And when you hit that filter button, it kind of creates an artificial line halfway through. In this case, it would be the 10 of spades. And it's going to give the illusion that when I push the queen of hearts through the 10 of spades, that filter will take the card into a different dimension, and it will look as though the card was the way it was when we started the trick, which is not folded up. So let's see if that works there. And then you should be able to go the other way too, where now it looks like it's inside out. But when you push it back through, then it's right side in. Now, if you push it halfway through, then you can see the top part is still closed up, but the bottom part is open there. I'll try to take it one step further of moving it onto the corner there. Let's see, Rick Rocks, even in Oregon, says, thank you, Alonza. All right, Jeffrey Lockett is joining in as we're doing the, well, Jeffrey knows the name of the trick. Now, the question is, how do we get out of this, right? Jeffrey, you missed me explaining about the filter that Facebook has put in that's allowing us to do this trick, where it's one way there, it's the other way there. And now you want to see, well, what does the card look like when you take the 10 away? Everyone's very curious about this, and I'm going to show you, but I'll see if I can leave it in this impossible state. So to do that, I'm going to try to put the fold there, and put a fold there. And now, if we do this right, we should be able to get a good look at the card in its impossible state. So when I set that up, let's see, you should be able to see here that that part is face down and that part is face up. And that really is the same card. It just happened to invert itself in that closed card. Jamie Violent says, awesome, you wowed me. Thank you. That's kind of you. Let's see, Bradley Lane says, and you people and I are making this country lazy by continuing to watch these lives. This is an interesting comment. So Brandy Lane says, and you people and I are making this country lazy by continuing to watch these lives. And that is, yeah, Jessica Stewart frowny face that too. Wow, Bradley, you are really judgmental here, saying that the thing that's making the country lazy is watching Facebook Live broadcast. First of all, why is that lazier than just sitting and, let's say, watching television? I would argue that this takes more work because, first of all, I'm doing magic tricks that are engaging your mind, whether you're enjoying them or trying to figure it out. Also, Bradley, this is an interactive forum where it's not lazy. You've actually done work by leaving a comment on this video rather than just like last night I saw the Joker movie, right? I was just sitting there. I wasn't doing any work at all. But here, people are thinking, they're leaving comments. I have an online poll. This is much more work than just TV or movie. Yeah, now you got, let's see, more angry faces. David Coleman says, you are good at what you do. Let's see, Cole says, we talked on the phone a couple years ago. Let's see, well, you're calling me a Democrat, so that's not right. I'm an independent. And I, Republican. I believe that you're a Republican. And we got along great. Take notes, people. Yeah, I do remember having a lot of conversations. Cole, I guess you were one of the people that I chatted with where we talked about the election. And that was very exciting. And yeah, I think every single call I had was pretty good. And I'm very happy about those calls. And now I'm curious to see what happens in 2020. But yeah, it was good. Cole Cacone. I remember that. Let's see. How is the Joker movie? Asks Eddie Thomas. Let's see. How many people here have actually watched the Joker movie so far? I won't do any spoilers, actually. We won't talk about specifics. I'll tell you what I thought of the Joker movie, but I'm not going to give anything away about the plot that happens after the first, we'll say, 20 minutes, because I know most of you watching probably haven't seen Joker yet. So how was the movie? All right, here's what I'll say. The Joker movie was very good, but I didn't enjoy it. Here's what I mean. I mean, it was like that movie with George Clooney in space, where it was a good movie, but the whole time I'm just feeling nauseous. I feel like I'm in space. The Joker movie, great movie. This guy, the way he became the Joker is awesome. You know, after Heath Ledger, we didn't know if anyone else could become the Joker like that in a way we haven't seen before. But Joaquin Phoenix absolutely did. And it was wonderful. The movie was beautiful, but oh my God, this is just, it goes from being sad to being violent, and at no point do you feel good. I feel like everyone in the movie is a jerk. Everyone is so mean to the Joker, and we see a lot of people being mean on Facebook here right now in this live video. Reading through the comments, everyone's being very nice. Dolly, I know, no. Dolly Dixon says no spoilers. Absolutely not. I'm going to stay away from spoilers because I hate when people spoil movies for me. And if anyone leaves a spoiler in the comments, then I'm not going to read it out. Yeah, Dean says not a feel-good movie. No, it wasn't. It was a feel-bad movie because you just don't know what who to get behind in this movie. Because first of all, everyone, and this is in the first 20 minutes, so I can give this away, but the first thing that happens is a bunch of kids. There's this guy who's working as a street clown, and they steal his sign from him. He's working sign twirling, and then they steal it from him. They run away and they hit him over the head with it. And that's this guy's whole life. Just people, because he's got a mental condition where he laughs when it's not appropriate. Everyone is so mean to him, and of course that makes him very angry, and it makes him go even crazier. And you got to feel bad for anyone where the whole world is making fun of them. But then, of course, because he's Joker and he's a villain, he takes things way too far, and he starts, you know, doing what Batman villains do. I don't think this is a spoiler when I say Joker kills people, right? That's what the Joker does. That's what Batman villains do. They kill people. So you're left the movie just, you feel just bad. You feel sad and angry. Tara Wesser says, I feel like you're ignoring me. No, Tara, I'm not ignoring you. There's just a lot of people leaving comments, and I'm trying to talk for a second myself. If I spend the whole video reading comments, then some people get bored. I'm not ignoring you. Caitlin Thomas says, that's so sad. Yeah, it was so sad, and the movie leaves you feeling sad. So if here's what I'll say. I think if you're in a bad mood, then don't go see Joker, because it could make you feel even worse. But if you're in a good mood and you just want to do something different and see something different, then that's the right reason to go see Joker, because it's a great movie. It looks incredible. You know, Joaquin Phoenix's performance was incredible. Sandy says, why is it so controversial? Sandy, I think, do you live in the USA, Sandy? I can't see. But when you ask why is it controversial, I think it ties into a couple things that are going on in the country right now, where we're hearing a lot in the media more and more about violence that's happening, and some people are worried that a violent movie like The Joker could inspire more violence in people. I don't think that violent movies are the cause of violence in the country. There's always people who have tried to blame rock and roll music or certain movies or TV shows for violence, but video games, people blame video games for violence, but that's not the cause of the violence. The cause of violence is just violent people. And even if they didn't see one movie, they could see another movie. If they didn't play one game, they could play another game, or they could just have violent thoughts, right? So that's one reason it's controversial. Also, it's controversial because there's a little bit of class warfare in the Joker movie, where the Joker, and I'll say this because it's kind of shown in the trailer without giving stuff away, but they're in Gotham City, where, you know, Batman lives. There's kind of class warfare going on, where the rich think the poor are all very problematic, need to be locked up, and then the poor think it's unfair that so few people have so many resources, and then stuff gets heated like it does in our country and countries everywhere, right? And then the Joker, he finds himself as well, no, I was about to give a spoiler there, but I cut myself off. If you're going to be rude, go away, says Natalie, replying to Andrew. Well, I didn't hear what Andrew said, but thank you for keeping rude people off the feed. Let's see. Moving, Christopher Woodland says, movie inspiring violence is, as PNT would say, is bullshit. Yeah, that's, I think sometimes when violent things happen, it's so overwhelming. We just want to place blame. We feel right if we can just blame someone or something. And I think some video games and movies can make for an easy target. Dean Siddon says Cesar Romero was the original Joker. I have a signed Christmas card from him. That's cool, Dean. Why did he send you a Christmas card? And Dean Sturgill saying, send warm weather to Michigan. It's cold here tonight. Yeah, I'm from Michigan, so I know how it gets. Oh, there's the heat and it's going towards you. Let's see. Janie says, recommend a movie that's worth going to see. Well, Janie, I think The Joker's worth going to see. I'm just telling you, if you're feeling down and sad, depressed, and you go see Joker, it's just going to make you sadder. So the recommendation is, as long as you're not feeling sad and depressed, then Joker is a good movie. Yeah. Wow, everyone is replying to this Andrew guy. Rebecca White saying, dude, leave if you don't like it. Yeah, I don't see Andrew's comments, but apparently other people do. Cheryl says the butler did it. Huh? No, the butler didn't. All right, we did it. We talked about magic. We showed magic. We talked about movies. Now, I know I didn't get to read every one of your comments, but if you have something that you want to say to me and you want me to read it, then you can leave the comment as I end the video, because when the video is done, that's when I go through and I read all the comments that I didn't get to read because I was talking to you guys looking at the screen. So if you have something more to say to me, you can say it here. David says, do you consider yourself the empath magician? I don't know what you mean. I think I know what an empath is, someone who's empathetic, and I wouldn't consider myself the empathetic magician. I think there's a lot of magicians who are empathetic, but I do try to have empathy. Peanut Butter Falcon is a good movie. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. If you have something to say to me, then like I said, leave it after I hit end on this video, and I'll read the comments after I'm done. Bye-bye.